structure to create that model, create a course.
मैं कुछ देखता था कि 2-4 लोग हैं जो उसमें काम करते हैं इंडियन साइकोलॉजी
कुछ और आश्रम कॉलेज की
रामकृष्ण राव
साइकोलॉजी और इसकी काफ़ी जो सीनियर मोस्ट प्रोफेसर थे
गिरीश्वर मिश्रा,
वो इंटरेस्टेड।
हाँ उन्हीं की का ही नाम मैं जानता हूँ
के साथ।
अच्छा अच्छा, गिरीश्वर मिश्रा उन्होंने किताबें वगैरह भी कलेक्ट एडिट की हुई है, इंडियन साइकोलॉजी पर्सपेक्टिव से लिखी हुई है, मैंने देखा है कुछ।
क्लास हुआ है इंग्लिश
अभूतवादी निर्णय अपेति यो वाकी तत्वा न करोमि चाह अभूतिके दिक्ष समाभवन्ति विहीनकम्मा मनुजा परम्
Abhutvaadi. Abhut means it has happened, Abhut means it has not happened, and one who says it has happened. It means basically one tells lies. Yo vapi katva na karomi chaha. And also katva na karomi chaha. ये कहता है करने के बाद भी कहता है मैंने कुछ नहीं किया. Basically another way of telling a lie. उभोपिते पेच समा भवन्ति. उभोपि में दोनों, इस दोनों तरह के लोग, उभो मतलब दोनों, उसके बाद समा भवन्ति एक जैसे हो जाते हैं. किस मामले में? मिहीन कम्मा मनुजा परत्ता. तो परत्ता यहाँ से इस संसार से छोड़ के जब जाएंगे, so both these people who are doing low actions become eventually equal when they go and leave this world. दोनों, चाहे वो इस तरह से झूठ बोल रहे चाहे उस तरह से झूठ बोल रहे, जो नहीं हुआ उसको कहे हुआ है और किया है उसको कहे कि नहीं किया, मैंने नहीं किया. सब दिस go to the hell. Of course, the chapter itself is titled Niryavango, which means the hell. So we have opportunity to learn about ways of going to hell. So telling lie is one of them. That's what he is giving the example of that famous story, when some Brahmins tried to malign Buddha. So they took a young woman and asked her to go to Guruji's go to the monastery and come back at night every morning. Then eventually they killed that lady and put her dead body in the monastery. And people feel that they have Buddha has got her murdered. So eventually the king tries to find out, and then the truth comes out. And when the truth comes out, of course, the people understand that he is completely innocent, and that kind of image, some resistance and disfame which has occurred, is replaced by even greater. So then this words were spoken by him that he tells lies and kind of deceives people, telling lie to deceive people. His destination is fixed.
सावकंठा बहवो पाप धर्मा असंयता पापा पापे ही इनमें ही निरयम ते उपजरे।
निरयम ते उपजरे मतलब इविल में, निरय लोक में वो पैदा होते हैं। कौन? कासा व कंठा। कासा मतलब कृष्ण ऑकर रोब्स हैं मॉन्क्स के। बहवे पाप धर्म असंयता, कई सारे बहवों में बहुत सारे ऐसे लोग हैं जो पापी हैं और असंयत है, सेल्फ कंट्रोल पे नहीं है, फिर भी वो मॉन्क के रोब्स पहन लेते हैं। पापा पापे ही कम्मे ही, तो इस तरह के पापी लोग जो हैं गलत काम करने के बाद निरय में ही पैदा होते हैं। सो इट इज एडवाइस टू मॉन्क्स नॉट टू बिकम इविल माइंडेड। तो एक स्टोरी है, शायद पहले भी मैं आपको बता देता हूँ। ऑनरेबल मोगलाना ही हैड वेरी हाई साइकिक पावर। सो वो जाते हैं तो देखते हैं प्रेत उनको दिखता है जो कि हंग्री स्पिरिट्स कहते हैं अंग्रेजी में, जब वो प्रेत प्राणी होते हैं। तो भगवान वो जब जाता है मोनास्ट्री में तो भगवान से पूछता है कि कौन लोग हैं। सो देन ही टेल्स अबाउट दैट दे आर एसेंशियली सम मॉन्क्स। मैनी ईयर्स अगो दे वर सम मॉन्क्स एंड दे यूज्ड टू डिड नॉट टेक प्रॉपर अटेंशन ऑफ द शीलास and lot of evil deeds they committed, and because of that they were suffering in hell for a long time, and now they are, he has the ability to see that, so he is able to see them suffer. So he says that monk should be taken seriously. It's not a question of just wearing the robes.
So this is question from Sudhakar. Do these pretas exist only as a mind with a subtle body?
It is subtle body, because there is a story of mention of another instance of Mahamoggallana where he sees a person is in flames, somebody in flames, but nobody else can see it, so it must be a subtle body. So there is a suffering of acute kind. So he sees somebody in flames, then he goes to Buddha and asks him. So Buddha says, I also saw it, but I didn't mention it to anybody because people will get bewildered, क्या कह रहे हैं. Then he asks him, कौन था? So he gives the story of that person, that they were some village rustics. तो एक वहाँ पे प्रत्येक बुद्धा कभी किसी जन्म में ध्यान कर रहे थे केव में, तो निशाना लगा रहे थे अपने गुलेल से कि हमारी कितनी गुलेल. तो एक कहता मैं इतना निशाना लगा सकता हूँ कि इसको मार दूँ. कहते मैं कितने कहा मैं ऐसा निशाना लगा सकता हूँ कि इस जो बैठा है ना वो साधु इसके यहाँ से जाएगा और बस निकल आएगा. एंड ही डज इट. So you can imagine the consequences of that. So that is so it must be a subtle body, I think, which we can't see, but people with psychic powers can see. So I was really amazed at hearing that story. कोई ऐसा भी कर सकता है कि अपनी गुलेल का निशाना दिखाने के लिए he is killing a person. And the third is even more hot.
सेवायो
सेयो मतलब श्रेय है.
सेव्यो अयोग्यो उत्तम तत्व अग्गी सिक्खु उपमा होती है. ज्ञानचे मुन्नेर्जेय दुर्शीलो रक्षा
पिंडम
अनंतम
संयतो सीयो अयोगुलो भुक्तो ततो अग्निसिक्ख उत्तमो यंचे भुंजेय दुस्सीलो रक्तपिंड संयतो. दुस्शील आदमी जो है और जो रक्तपिंड, रक्त मतलब राष्ट्र का पिंड, मतलब जो किसी शहर में किसी देश में जाके पिंडपात करता है और दुस्शील आदमी है, तो उसके लिए श्रेयो ये अच्छा है, अयो गुलो भुक्तो मतलब अयो मतलब आयरन और गुलो मतलब रेड बॉल जो है, ततो अग्नि सिक्तो जो इतनी गर्म है, आग में गर्म की गई है, तो उस आदमी के लिए ज्यादा अच्छा है कि वो उस आयरन बॉल को खा ले rather than taking the food, because and if he is immoral and doesn't have self control. So it's again for monks, and there's an interesting story about monks जो एक शहर में गए रहते होंगे, तो famine था वहाँ पे, तो they used to go and claim before the lay followers कि वो लोग तो अरहंत हैं और कि तो वो बेचारे lay followers जो हैं भूखे रह के भी उनको खाना दे देते। तो जब काफी समय बाद वो लौटे भगवान बुद्ध के पास, तो उन्होंने कहा कि तो वहां तो फैमिन लगा हुआ, तुम हट्टे कैसे हो? तो उन्होंने बताया हमने ऐसा किया था। तो देन ही told them with this verse, kind of scolded them with this verse कि तुमने क्या कर दिया, गलत काम किया बहुत, इससे अच्छा तो होता कि आयरन की बॉल खा लेते। यस सर, आप
चत्तारि ठानानि नरो तम्मतो आपज्जति
परदारु उपसेवी अपुण्य
लाभम न निकामस्यम् निंदं तत्यां निरायं चतुर्थम।
नेक्स्ट भी इसी के साथ है, मैं पढ़ देता हूँ। अपुण्य लाभो च गति च पापिका, भीतस्य भीताय रति च थोक्तिका, राजा च दंडम गरुकम पनेति तस्मा नरो परदारम न सेव। सो ये इसकी स्टोरी सुनेंगे तो कंटेक्स्ट क्लियर हो जाएगा। इट्स अबाउट द फेमस बेनिफैक्टर थे ना अनाथ पिंडक, तो उनका एक नेफ्यू था खेमा नाम से, वेरी हैंडसम, एंड वुमेन वुड गेट अट्रैक्टेड टू हिम एंड ही वुड गो एंड स्पेंड टाइम विद देम। तो कई बार वो पकड़ा भी गया कि तुम ये क्या करते रहते हो, एंड द किंग वुड देन आउट ऑफ रिस्पेक्ट फॉर अनाथ पिंडिका उसको छोड़ देता था। तो जब अनाथ पिंडिका को पता चला तो बेचारा परेशान हुआ, तो उसको लेके गया भगवान बुद्ध के पास। So then Buddha spoke these two verses to him, tell him what are the consequences of his action, and then he got alert and he stopped doing all that. So it is basically परदारम न सेव्य, दूसरे की पत्नी के पीछे नहीं भागना चाहिए। And it starts with that, चत्तारि ठानानि नरोपमत्तो। तो इस तरह का प्रमत्त जो आदमी है उसके लिए 4 स्टेट्स कौन से कहते हैं? परदारा उपसेवी, दूसरे की वाइफ के साथ जाता है। क्या 4 स्टेट्स है? अपुण्य लाभम, लाभ किसका होगा? अपुण्य का, तो डीमेरिट्स उसके बढ़ेंगे। न निकाम सेयम, निकाम मतलब कंफर्टेबल सो नहीं सकेगा, यू वॉन्ट बी एबल टू स्लीप कंफर्टेबली। ट्रांसलेटेड इज अनकंफर्टेबल बैड, एक्चुअली मींस नॉट बी एबल टू स्लीप अनकंफर्टेबली। निंदम ततीयम, और थर्ड बात क्या? निंदा होगी उसकी, ब्लेम होगा। निरियम चतुर्थम, और चौथा ये है कि निरय लोक में जाएगा। और ये भी अगर काफी नहीं है तो आगे जो तो हुए कार्मिक रिजल्ट, दूसरे कार्मिक रिजल्ट जो इसी जन्म में आ जाएंगे, जो मतलब दोज हु आर इन द डोमेन ऑफ मंडेन रिजल्ट्स। दैट्स इंटरेस्टिंग टू सी। अपुण्य लाभो च गति च पापिका, वो तो है ही अक्यूमुलेशन ऑफ डीमेरिट्स। भीतर से भीता आए रति च थोपिका, इवन जो डर के इस तरह से कपल होता है वो हमेशा डरा ही रहता है, तो उनको इतना आनंद नहीं आने वाला, ऑलवेज फ्राइटेंड। सो यू कैन सी द एक्सटेंट टू व्हिच ही कैन टेल थिंग्स टू पीपल। राजा च दंडम गरुकम पनेति, राजा भी जो है पक्का दंड देगा तुमको। तस्मा नरो परदारम न से, इसलिए आदमी को दूसरे की पत्नी से नहीं जाना चाहिए। दैट्स द एडवाइस गिवन। देयर इज अनदर वे ऑफ गोइंग टू हेल। Learned 4 ways of going to hell.
More that we studying because it's a full chapter.
So this is called आदिनव ज्ञान। वो जो हमारे ज्ञानों में आते हैं ना, वो अगर आपने याद किया देखा होगा, 7 stages of enlightenment में एक स्टेज आती है आदिनव ज्ञान, the danger, the knowledge of fear in the world, in the worldly existence. इस संसार के existence में inherent है fear. So to create that feeling, these kind of things are, I mean, these are of course demerits arising because of wrong actions, but they are actually because of living in the world itself. Human realm में रहने के जो demerits हैं उनकी बात है.
So the Niraya Vakko deals with
निरय means निरय लोक.
ways of Buddha.
निरय लोक मतलब जो नीचे के लोग.
That's a become fascinating. ये hell के concept पे आपकी अपनी क्या?
अभी तक मैंने देखा नहीं है तो क्या नहीं सकता. But here I have seen people suffering as bad as hell in this world. Many people suffer enormously. In fact, when my son was born, I used to think that this is what is called hell. The extent to which he went through suffering for 4 months. He was hospitalized. He was just 6 months old. Then he went to hospital and he came back when he was 9 months old. 3 महीने हॉस्पिटल था, 3-4 साढ़े 3 महीने. तो उसकी बॉडी में इतना सही था वो, जब वो गया तब he was very healthy. He could walk at 6 months. When he came back, he started crawling away. And during that period, he took 120 bottles of glucose, 30 bottles of intraliquid, antibiotics. Whole of his body was punctured. मतलब normally तो यहाँ पे लगाते हैं ना, उसके यहाँ पे भी लगाना पड़ा, कोई जगह ही नहीं रही. तो उसको देख के हमको लगता था this is what is called hell. It was punctured, every part of his body was punctured with these needles, and then he would cry, and then he would, my God, how much he suffered for those 4 months. So I've seen very intimately, very closely what hell can be. वो कहा भी जाता है ना, भाले तो नहीं थे वो, उसके लिए तो भाला ही होगा छोटे से बच्चे के लिए. मतलब यहाँ से शुरू किया, यहाँ पे पाँव से शुरू किया, कोई जगह ही नहीं बची. अभी जहाँ भी करते हो 1-2 दिन में वो सेलिंग हो जाती थी. whole body was punctured and stuff. मतलब मैंने कभी सोचा नहीं था कि इसके सिर पे लगाया जाता. करें क्या उसको, because he was surviving only on that. So there is something in the कर्म सिद्धांत तो है, अब actually भी है कि नहीं, I don't know. But since Buddha is talking about it, and the fact that we cannot see so many things, we don't feel like this kind of dismissing it altogether. I won't say accept it. कहते हैं ना वो अजान चा की फेमस बात थी, don't believe it, but don't disbelieve it also. You have no way of believing or disbelieving.
Similarly, the notion of realms.
Yeah. Realms also, these are lower realms. Animal realm तो हमको दिख ही रहा है. Isn't it? Animal realm and the सरीसृप कहते हैं उसको, क्या है, crawling. उनका realm तो दिख ही रहा है ना. Animal का underwater realm, sky realm, birds realm, that we are able to see, isn't it? They are cross. So others are subtle, the subtle body mass. Maybe, yeah.
तो माइक्रोस्कोप नहीं था तो वो दिखते नहीं, तो और स्कोप आएगा.
हाँ. एलबी में वो सुंदर था विदम्मा की टॉप स्टीव लिक्को बोधी की, तो उसमें भी किसी ने पूछा ही क्या 31 रैल बना रहे हो. तो उसने कहा कि मेरे को एक क्वेश्चन ऐसा किसी ने पूछा, जो बैठा हुआ था, तो उसके बाद फोन आ गया, वो वहाँ हुआ था श्रीलंका में था, और वो उनसे कहे सॉरी घंटे में बात कर रहे थे. कहता मैं बात कर रहा था किससे का, कैलिफोर्निया मेरा फ्रेंड है. कहता मैं तो नहीं मानता, ऐसे कैसे सोचता है यहाँ बैठा फिर कैलिफोर्निया में बात कर सकता. How can you prove? It sounds illogical to me. Then he tried to tell him कि आज से अगर 10 साल पहले तुम किसी को कहते तुम यहाँ बैठ के हाथ में कुछ लेके उससे बात कर रहे हो, then anybody would believe you. So, there could be something of that kind. We don't know. आप इधर जाना है
कुछ सालों पहले वो जब बिहार की हालत बहुत खराब थी, वो बोला करते थे कि वो बिहार से हेल्प कर फोन कॉल इज लोकल कॉल, ये
गुड वन। अभी यूपी है उस कैटेगरी में?
close there.
हाँ, right near.
So there's a question from Sudhakar. Lower and upper levels are not literally right. Animals are on the ground as we are.
Yeah. So there are different levels, ना? Lower levels में सारे levels invisible नहीं, प्रेत है और क्या कहते हैं इसको, भूत हैं, ghosts हैं, प्रेत हैं, तो you don't know. Animals are not in the kind of same level of suffering as those levels. They are also called the woeful planes. Animals also are called lesser than human plane because they are suffering more than human beings. That's the way I have understood.
So what is evident is that there is, ऐसा नहीं है कि कोई भी चीज will vanish and completely disappear. There are consequences of everything.
Yeah.
Even if there is a physical object, even if it is burned, if it is destroyed, it changes form. So there has to be something. Now what form we don't know, but you can't say that a human being just vanishes. You can say the physical body we understand.
The consciousness remains. The unfulfilled desires, they'll find it. I mean, we are all being here because of unfulfilled desires. There's kind of anthropomorphization of unfulfilled desires. And as long as they remain with us till the end of this body, they'll find another body to manifest themselves. That's the way I look at it. It sounds to me very obvious.
अभी भी बोलते हैं कि उसकी जो है वो अपनी गाड़ी में जान है, उसकी अपनी घर में जान है, किसी की उसकी गाड़ी में जान है, किसी की उसके घर में जान है, किसी उसके बच्चे में जान है। ये भी वो डिजायर का वो ऑब्जेक्ट है, तो ये भी
You can see, na, when you meditate deeply, you can easily see how desire is forcing you to do some things, forcing you to do something. There is that inner feeling, I must do something out of my own desire, not just for compassion or serving others, but I feel like doing it. I may have a noble motive, it may be a wholesome desire. What is a desire? So that can lead to wholesome rebirth. It could keep on going. That's the way the scriptures try to explain.
जैसा फिर आप ये क्यों कहते हैं, I don't mean आप, I mean why is it then believed that there is only rebirth and not reincarnation? Because it almost seems that
there is a difference. Na? In reincarnation is said that there is some essence which remains.
So this congregation of desires seems to be the essence.
And continuously changing. It's not a fixed entity like Atman. It's continuously changing. And you have the ability to finish them. Human beings, in the human realm, there exists that ability to exhaust them with knowledge, with wisdom. Free them.
Sure, but
so there is nothing which is essence which belongs to me personally. What is the other description जो है ना, आत्मा का description जो is स्वासांसी जीवनानि यथा विहाय. So जैसे आप कपड़े को छोड़ देते हैं, लेकिन जो आपके अंदर देही है, जो आत्मा है, वो तो वही रहती है, वो एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाती है. That's not the case. Actually, your defilements are going from one place to another, not the Atma.
वो semantics की बात है
ना. It's a fundamental difference. Atma is supposed to be Shuddha and all. You read Gita. Atma is supposed to be fully pure, perfect, a part of Paramatma, or even Paramatma himself. So how can that be?
Atma the constant, at least the purest one, but even with the Atma being reincarnated, the Atma takes all the karma with it.
Actually,
That is what-
Atma reincarnated is a language problem. So then when they try to interpret it, they would say Atma is that pure consciousness.
There are different schools.
Right.
There is the Advaita school, there is
which
Vishishta Advaita school, there is the school. Interpretation of Gita can be given in so
Yes.
many ways.
So the other interpretation will say that
There is one
There is
Jivatma and there is Atma. There is Paramatma. So then there is that issue. If you read the Upanishads, the mention of defilements going from one life to another is nowhere there.
it's not said in that manner. Yes.
I have not read at least.
ये तो बहुत कॉमन इवन एकाधिक वर्ग भी है कि हमारे कर्म जन्म से दूसरे जन्म में जाते हैं, कर्म और कर्म फल.
Yeah, but how? कौन से कर्म से जा रहे हैं? कैसे जा रहे हैं? वो समझ नहीं आ रहा. Because then you are treating it in a mystery. You have made it in a mystery. I have not seen. I don't know. I have read whatever extent I could long back, of course. So
I think they would use the word Jeev also,
yeah.
which is different from Atma. And technically they will say Atma of everybody is the same, which is pure consciousness. There is no difference between Atma and Atma. As far as Advaita, whatever I have understood.
Yeah, if you see the Advaita as expounded by Adi Shankaracharya, it is very near with this conception. Very near the concept that there is a pure consciousness which is existing. But the problem arises because we take it personally, this is me.
But even if you say Jeev, it's not that. So which birth Jeev do you identify with? You say Akhilesh becomes whatever another person, then who is it? Is it Akhilesh or is it that person? There is no, as he's saying, it is changing, right? So there is no name that you can give to that Jeev. There is no unique ID.
Isn't the unique ID the
degradation of which
whatever
is
desire, whatever it is.
Yes, that is what it is.
Yeah, but they are constantly undergoing a change.
That is Sukshma
So
Sharira or whatever. Different people
what is
call it.
unique about it?
I think it's unique. Fair enough.
What is unique about a combination of things which is constantly changing?
Right, and yet it is that whatever it is that's moving, right? So
But it's not a thing, you know. It's not a thing. It's not a fixed thing. It's not within your control. What are we saying?
This aggregate whatever
right,
Panchastham or whatever it is. If you give it a name, then you are not helping the cause of getting beyond it.
again, that's fine.
So then when the moment you want to logically also establish it, we are doing disservice because we don't want to identify with it.
And one more
Which, I don't know. I mean, I feel it's in some sense we shouldn't discuss it.
And I
Not
think-
discuss it, but name it.
I think process.
It's a process.
It's a process.
It's a
For
verb, not a
example,
noun.
If we look at say rocks, if you see that there is a rock which has a very clear boundary, right? Okay, identifiable. Similarly, example we say you have a congregation. After some time, you will see the rock has disintegrated into something. Does the rock per se exist? And it has become oil? Where is that rock? But if you say there is no rock, then where did the oil come from?
So this is Krishnamurti.
It is a process. It's a process which is.
So fair enough, Rajesh. Where I'm trying to get at, what I'm wrestling with and I have is this reincarnation rebirth thing. And in
It's fundamental difference is this. Positing an essence, that is the fundamental difference. Reincarnation is always of a soul. The conceptual is reincarnation, soul reincarnation. There's no what is reincarnation mean?
It is not that whatever is changing, whatever.
That's not the conception, that's what you are saying. If you read Advaita, that's not the Vedanta, that's not the conception. You see, you read Gita, there is a Dehi which remains fixed. Nothing can create it, everything can burn it, वो जल भी सकता है, आदमी जल भी जाता है, शरीर जल जाता है, लेकिन वो आत्मा बनी रहती है. All that conveys the impression of something which is immutable, something which is always there, something which is always permanent. Fire cannot burn it, this cannot do that, fierce cannot shoot. So there are the ways of explaining things. So what are we referring to then? So when you read, that is probably the most succinct presentation of Vedanta, which 99% read. उपनिषद पढ़ने वाले कौन होंगे और उनको पूरा समझ में आएगा. उपनिषद तो aphoristic language है. You cannot read it easily. Unless you are very great वैदिक संस्कृत की बात ठीक से जानते हो. अगर आप उसको ऐसे वैसी कर देंगे, वेद की ऐसी वैसी कर रखी है उन्होंने. नहीं, स्वामी दयानंद ने बिल्कुल तबाही मचा दी है वेद की. It's not what he has translated. It's absolutely rubbish. अब क्या कहेंगे? Because he's done it as a scholastic संस्कृत स्कॉलर की तरह उसको ट्रांसलेट कर दिया. मीनिंग इज एब्सोल्युटली लॉस्ट. इफ यू रीड, जब मैंने पहले पढ़े, हमारे घर मेरी मासी जी तो आर्य समाज में काफी जाती थी, तो इतना बड़ा वो लाई थी एक बार ऋग्वेद. मुझे क्या है, कह रहा है मुझे हीरे दे दो, रत्न दे दो, घोड़े दे दो. इट इज दिस. मुझे नहीं पढ़ना. द फर्स्ट विचा जो है अग्नि नीले पुरोहिता में ऐसा कुछ है, उसका ट्रांसलेशन आप पढ़ोगे तो यू अमेज्ड. So because of this problem, cannot figure out. So the thing which we can figure out is Bhagavad Gita, because it has been very well expounded and it has been translated, it has been talked of so much by people. So you read it, you get an impression of that kind. Stop at the देखो, read it again.
So there the problem again is of interpretation. If you have words which are paribhashic, how do you define them? That will create the same verse may mean three different things.
That is the issue, is how it is being presented. That is the point. How it is being presented. We don't know what he implies. For example, Veda का जो idea है, जैसे अग्नि नीले पुरोहितम यज्ञदेवम ऋत्विजम, उसका अगर आप लिटरल ट्रांसलेशन करेंगे तो जो स्वामी जी ने किया बिल्कुल ठीक है, स्वामी दयानंद ने लिटरल ट्रांसलेशन की है. बट अगर मैं आपको बुक दे सकता हूँ स्वामी सनातन श्री की, आप पढ़ेंगे तो आईज विल ओपन इट. एंड विद डन ट्रांसलेशन यू टोल्ड एग्जैक्टली ईच वर्ड्स direct meaning and implicit meaning, because you can see it with the eyes of a seer, not with the eyes of a scholar. मैं हैरान रह गया जब वो बताते थे, हम फिर सो मच इन्फ्लुएंस होते थे, आश्रम में जाके देरी करते थे उनसे. You would explain it such profoundly, but majority of the people have not been able to understand. ये क्या कह रहा था? ये तो स्वामी दयानंद को नेगेट कर दिया, इसमें तो तबाही मच जाएगी सारे देश में अगर वो कोई इसको एक्सेप्ट करने. बट दैट साउंड्स मोर लॉजिकल. सो देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम ऑफ अंडरस्टैंडिंग वेरी डीपली. सो द नॉर्मल अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ Vedanta and the perception of incarnation is this, that there is an immutable essence which transfers from one place to another. अगर आप जीव मानते हैं तो जीवात्मा है, और वो जीव जो है परमात्मा से जब मिल जाएगा तो मुक्त हो जाएगा. दैट इज द अंडरस्टैंडिंग. You read Bhagavad Gita, it says again and again.
But I think you are also saying that it could be interpreted differently. If that's what I hear. There are similarly, if you see Yoga Vasishtha, or if you see any lot of the Vedanta friends, they will say, for example, there is this famous example of a ghat. I don't remember the verse exactly. It will say the Akash, there is a Ghatakash, there is an Akash outside and there is an Akash in the Ghat. So there is space inside a pot and there is space outside. So the space inside the pot and the space outside the pot is the same space. So there will be metaphors like this which will try to basically say that the consciousness is the same and the pot doesn't matter, but till you identify with the pot, you don't identify with the space. So it's an identification problem. That's how Vedanta will always put it. They will say it's a sarpa or a rajju. It's a. If you don't know, if you think it's a snake, you fear a snake. The moment you realize it's a rope, it's a rope. So what are you identifying with? Are you identifying with the pot, or are you identifying with the space? So that's a different way of. They put it very differently.
Yeah.
So, and in that they will not say that there is that essence of one is different from the essence of other, and one immutable essence getting reincarnated is not what that would say. They would say all essence is the same, but there is essence. The difference between
Which is what
which is
pure
what
conscious-
correct.
correct.
Yes,
Pure conscious-
and but Buddha wouldn't refer to it like that directly, or you would not talk about it. That there is an essence, because there is no need to. But as Sir is saying, we don't know what the author of Bhagavad Gita was saying.
Yeah.
So,
We are knowing only about हमको बताया गया है, इंटरप्रिटेशन हमने सीखे हैं या पढ़े हैं या सुने हैं. What else can we say?
That we read the other texts of Vedanta that we discussing, and if we then look at how to interpret Bhagavad Gita and include Vedic Vedanta, it goes very close to.
हाँ, बट उसमें कई चीजें ऐसी हैं which you can't. अगर आप ऐसी वैसी भी कर लो अपनी, उसको आप नहीं इंटरप्रेट कर सकते वैसे. मनमया भव मद्भवत्ता मध्याजी माम नमस्कुरु अहं त्वां सर्वपापे मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. What can you do about it?
yeah, but so this thing about avatar or Krishna saying this is entirely can be seen in an entirely different way. This is like saying we say Om Namo Bhagavato Arahato, we say that, right? So we say there is a teaching which you need, right? That is but this is different because it was a person and there is a teaching, and in one of the sutras Buddha will say that the teaching will take you from, he will refer to
Not
the
the
teaching.
teaching. Teaching will not.
Not teaching.
Practice will take.
Yeah, practice will take you, but there is the significance of the Buddha's word in somebody getting enlightened.
The issue is the teaching is so starkly different.
Yes.
Buddha says to the person, क्या नाम था उसका, कि तुम मेरे पीछे क्यों पड़े हुए हो?
Right.
That you are, that I feel कि आपके साथ साथ रहूंगा, मुक्त हो जाऊंगा.
Right.
It's impossible.
Right.
Impossible. Ananda has served Buddha for 25 years. He doesn't get enlightened. What could be a greater service than that? Night and day service. So when you read this word, this verse, I had till such time as I didn't question it, I felt very good.
One should question, and for
The
somebody.
moment you question it, you find it's untenable.
See, this
How
one
come
verse-
Krishna?
Yeah.
How come Krishna say कि मैं तुम्हारे सारे पाप को मुक्त कर दूंगा? It's not possible.
Moksha
And from
Yajna
सर्व
Maha.
पापों से मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः. चिंता मत करो, मैं तुम्हारे को सारे पापों से मुक्त कर दूंगा. It's fundamentally wrong. Now how can you interpret it in any other way? There's no other way possible to interpret.
There is a completely different way for.
Then you say Krishna is not a being, Krishna is something else,
Yes.
so they are
You
not
say
a
all
being.
that.
Then that's a totally
Right.
allegorical
Totally
representation.
different.
Then
Yes,
you're
it is an
saying
allegorical
this
representation.
doesn't represent a fact, it represents allegory.
No, but that is what the classic interpreters will do that. They will not say it doesn't represent a fact. That's how you will say. In fact, you will say, what is Krishna if you ask that question?
See, to
So
me,
that is the.
yeah, maybe.
In fact, the whole Bhakti wala movement can be fundamentally questioned. Not only this verse, there are so many verses or texts, full texts. Bhagavad, for example.
I don't question them because I can see the bhakti in a very different light. It's a way of surrender. There's
Right.
no problem.
Right. So, what is Krishna saying? Surrender.
No, the statement is they're saying that I will do it. There's no entity in this world who can say I will.
No, you are looking at it from Krishna's point of view. When Krishna is saying, taking it upon himself as a being, saying, I will. But what is the transformation of mind happening of a person who is listening to Krishna? By listening to this verse, it causes surrender. So, this is debatable. Sir. I will let it not even. I am not defending at all. I don't defend.
We
don't have positions.
We don't have to
We don't have to defend.
You have to
I know.
understand.
You have to understand exactly.
You have to understand.
So, what happens is you always try to interpret it to come to what. So, if I am of this position, I will try to bring Gita also to this position.
Yeah.
No, this is
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Because I've studied that to a very great extent
Yes,
and listened to great scholars like Chinmayananda and others interpreting it in a, I mean, their discourses, read their books. They all interpret it in the same manner. So that creates a-
Yogakshamam, there is this one famous one. Yogakshamam Vahamyam, the LIC logo,
Yeah.
that is again Krishna saying.
Yeah.
Ananya
That's also
Chintayam
from-
Bijana Paripasate Tesham Tyavyuktanam Yogashem. That's again he saying Yogakshem मैं तुम्हारा बहन रहूंगा, तुम्हारा कल्याण मैं करता हूँ.
So all this conveys to a majority, 99.99% of the people, this conveys an impression of a very kind of impression of passivity.
And it is not surprising that ISKCON is a sort of a Christian form of, it's like you take Krishna and make him like Jesus, who was a savior, who will come and save.
Bhagavad Gita makes it also seem like that.
Right.
Na?
And so you could interpret
That's
it
why
like
they
that.
could they
So
could
there is an
immediately
Advaita school
they
of
could immediately relate to it. Na?
So there is an Advaita school of Bhagavad Gita and there is a Bhakti school of Bhagavad Gita, which will, so this line which you said Muksheshyami and Yogakshamam, these are the key phrases, the key verses of Gita for that school. And yes, and there will be other Advaita qualifications of this also.
Yes, इसको अद्वैत में कैसे करते हैं मुझे नहीं मालूम।
So, करते हैं इसको.
मैंने तो चिन्मयानंद जी भी को सुना है, उनको भी personally, but I haven't found them saying. They always have interpreted it as a
say,
bhakti.
yeah,
Because Buddha, the teaching itself says Bhakti Yoga. There's a, in the
yes.
Bhagavad Gita itself it is Bhakti Yoga, Sankhya Yoga and all that are clearly spelled out like that.
Yes.
Now how can you transform it in some other way?
You have to not translate. सर हमें ये बात करनी है तो
नहीं, what is the problem? You have no fixed agenda.
I have always gotten stuck with this thing. इसलिए मैंने उठाया.
Well, I'll tell you about Swami Sanatana Ji जिनकी मैं कह रहा था ना interpretation. His interpretation of Mahabharata is absolutely different. He talks about it at 3 levels of understanding. One is, he says there is an event and he says yes, there was an event. No.
किसका जिक्र कर रहे हैं?
About Mahabharata, and therefore the Bhagavad Gita becomes a part of it, na?
अच्छा.
He talks of Mahabharata in that level that there was an event and that has been dramatized and put as a story. That is one aspect of it. So all these characters must have been there, maybe in this form, that form. Something happened and there was a fight and all this was happened. So there is one level. Obviously story cannot be exact replica of क्या हुआ, उसमें थोड़ी बहुत तो हो ही जाता है ना. अब बुद्धा से आप देखो ना उसके ऐसी तो कर ही देना उसमें. तो स्टोरी को कुछ बना ही देते हैं. So there must be some story then. Then there is another level where it is explanation of the spiritual meanings of that. Then there is third level where it is explanation of the natural phenomena. All this is explained this. So the Vedvyasa has composed that Mahabharata in a manner that depending on the person's inclination, he can interpret it in that manner if he has that vision.
There are many things such things. There is an Adhyatma Ramayana which does exactly the same thing.
He has interpreted it. So I used to have that book, I think. I don't know whether I have still. There is a verse which I often used to remember. Keshav, Keshav, Rundhati Pandava is a part of one verse. Something is there. Now this can be interpreted as Pandav ro rahe hain, hey Keshav, hey Keshav. Okay? Immediate मतलब तो ये, I mean at the end of the war, पांडव ऐसे रो रहे हैं. उसका दूसरा इंटरप्रिटेशन क्या होता है? पांडव कहते हैं सियारों को. के मतलब कितने, शव मतलब शव पड़े हुए हैं. तो सियार रो रहे हैं वहाँ. उसके बाद वार के बाद अरे इतने सारे शव पड़े हुए हैं. सीधे टोटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन होगी ना उसकी. मतलब now it is perfectly tenable from the language perspective. So the same word has two meanings. Pandav meaning refers to those Pandavas and also to the jackals. So इसी तरह से कई सारे थे, but this somehow got stuck in my mind that कुछ है कुछ confusion तो है. So therefore we are not in a position to really find out what the writer intended to do. It's not possible. Different people can interpret it differently based on their insight.
So because the Bhagavad Gita is trying to try different ways of reaching the common goal, then the Bhagavad Gita tries to tell the Bhakti Yoga, then it says that to achieve that, the best way is to surrender to me, and then have
Surrender
this
is a great value.
and have
There's no
this
doubt
feeling
about
that
it.
I will take care of most of your.
There's no problem. You see, about the, for example, if you interpret bhakti properly, the moment the bhakti is interpreted in the literal sense as explained there, it becomes sakam bhakti. मुझे परेशानी है, भाई कुछ करो ना. It becomes that. It is because that is the literal translation of it, na? That is the problem. There is no problem with bhakti. I think you remember we used to talk about it in Science and Humanism course. But it has to be interpreted properly. It has to be understood properly. Karma has to be understood properly. अब लोग ये कहते हैं कि वो जो पैसे बना रहा है ना, वो कहता है मैं भी कर्मयोगी हूँ.
नहीं, ये तो प्रॉब्लम
मतलब ये जो है आप इस हिसाब से तो दाऊद भी एक कर्मयोगी है, और क्या एब्सोल्युटली विदाउट एनी फीलिंग ऑफ रिमोर्स ही कैन डू व्हाटएवर ही लाइक्स. व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? Because you can distort it so easily, no? Because you are not seeing the other part of it.
Actually, because we are not learning it as part of a tradition. At least in Buddhist tradition, there is still, but there are problems there also.
Ah,
but there are,
still there are
but
problems.
there are at least there are traditions alive where you can study it like you could study it 1,000 years ago. You can still attempt it.
Yeah, that is the beauty of Buddhism. There are teachers available, there are monks available who can teach you if you are interested.
And people are to believe till about 150 years ago that same case was for Indian traditions also. It has recently it has been more advertised. You can't, because there is a school which you can study. But
होगा हमारा
now-
आप हमारे शंकराचार्य आप पे क्या
देखें,
बोलते हैं?
बिल्कुल.
I mean,
So, बिल्कुल.
he's a disgrace to Hinduism.
Yes, yes.
जो वो बोल रहा था बनारस में, क्या नाम था उसका? Is that what is the teaching? What will be any sensible person when he listens to him?
Yeah.
He will feel it that oh, Hinduism is a disgrace. क्या होगा? So they are the upholders of teachers. Now what do we do? Whom do we see for? So that is the problem. Therefore, if the teaching is expounded in a manner which is difficult to interpret or easy to misinterpret, then there are problems.
That is why from time to time people like Vivekananda, all of these people have attempted in their own ways in order to pick what is not misaligned with the contemporary absolutes. There are some absolutes there are certainties in every time. You can't question that. So people will de-emphasize those things which are, for example, you say Punarjan ki baat mat karo. Like that, like we say na ki Western people say Punarjan ki baat mat karo. Of course, you will say that distorts our teaching. But there are those who like that who will interpret Hinduism by saying iski baat mat karo, iski baat karo. Or Dayananda tried to literally interpret Vedas because he was bothered by the fact that Christians and English people were pointing to things which were from their society's point of view absolutely ridiculous. And Dayanand's sort of response was that all of these problems have come later, we will go to the source. And the source was pristine. And so he literally translated the Vedas. And so on. I mean, there are these responses to British coming into India have been various. One was Dayananda, the other was Vivekananda, and so on. And that their time has colored their interpretation of the scriptures. And so there is, if you try to say what is the absolute interpretation of scriptures, you have to ask what time it was written in. I mean, when was the interpreter? So Sion, for example, who wrote Rigved Bhashya, who interpreted Rigved, was in the last 1,000 years, if I am not wrong. We don't know how Rigved was interpreted before that. We have no clue. Right now, all traditional interpretation of Rigved is according to what is called Sion Bhashya. But we have no way of going back unless somebody is spiritually evolved enough to interpret it, or we say it is rubbish.
But that's how it's saying.
Yes.
This
So,
gentleman,
but so there are exceptionally few people like that. Except for
But
the
other people are scared of him. They don't go and talk to him. The traditional people, traditional scholars of Vedas and all, of course he must have passed away now. I don't know, I haven't been in touch with him. I met him about 6-7 years ago, then he told me he's 92 history. But they can't, nobody can kind of, nobody kind of, what should I say, criticized him, or nobody accepted his. ये तो महात्मा आदमी
that means actually
It's very strange. I find why his insights were not getting acceptance in society. And in the Vedic traditions, this, at least to me, they seem to be very
so
powerful.
there is no center which will accept, right? There is no mainstream. Everybody is
नहीं तो जो दूसरे संत वगैरह भी थे समझ में नहीं
अब वो उनकी ability पर question on their ability rather
because he didn't have any formal education in Sanskrit. तो उसको लोग वो कहते हैं तू कहाँ करके कुछ ही बोल देता he used to say कि अच्छा ठीक है you find out from me if I am telling wrong, point it out. Nobody could point out anything.
I just want to say one thing on वो जो आप कह रहे थे कि वो कर्म हो गया वो भक्ति so there is one verse in Gita which says Chaturvidha bhajante mam. There are 4 type of people who worship me. Artha, the one who is in some trouble and wants out of that. Then there is Artharthi, the one who wants wealth and hence seeks me. Seeks means whatever seeks. And then there is Jigyasu, the one who wants to know. And then the 4th is Jnani. And out of which in the next verse Krishna says the Jnani is the more, I love the Jnani. By basically saying that, but then there are others also who want some path. So to some Buddha gives a handkerchief to somebody. So that is
true. No doubt about it.
So this question from Sudhakar.
why are we recording again and again from Chennai?
Is it possible
ना
that
ले लो take लो हाँ
Chennai, I have no Chennai.
देख लो कुछ पता नहीं चलता ना बड़े आदमी हो कंपनी अपनी का बॉस आप पहुंच गया होगा वहाँ बॉस तुम्हारे चेन्नई तो नहीं पहुंच गए
वो जापान में है रमन जी के लिए बहुत
अच्छा रमन ही है क्या यार
question from Sudhakar, is it possible that many authors contribute the shlokas in the Gita but all attributed to Vyasa?
This is also one of the theories. This is also one of the theories.
सबने अपने अपनी पका के
No, there is a theory that Gita is added later to Mahabharata because the language, and the scholars say because its language is totally different from, it's not Vedic Sanskrit. So they say Gita is later addition and quite a few people attribute it to Adi Shankaracharya. Oh, I don't know. There are a very large number of scholars who attribute that Gita as added by a great person called Adi Shankaracharya. He was such a brilliant person. He added it because it's an appendix. He said, otherwise how can a teaching like Gita be an appendix? It should be the main teaching. So they point out that it is an appendix, has been added by Adi Shankaracharya to Mahabharata, using that situation in a very wonderful way to give a teaching.
Now, since we are talking about controversial positions, let me also share
why
about
not?
Gita.
Why not?
So, again, I have no evidence
just for my
yeah,
understanding.
sure.
Just for my understanding. The Mahabharata doesn't have any great spiritual thing to it. It's a
No, there are.
No, that's not true.
There are, you read Shanti Parva, it's a profound thing. As a story, there are in Mahabharata the discourse given by Bhishma when he's on the deathbed, seen as one of the most profound discourses of having all dimensions of from the duties of a king to the
There is another small Gita in Mahabharata. After the war, Arjuna says to Krishna कि जो मैं शुरू बताया था मैं भूल गया हूँ. थोड़ा समरी बता दो. There is another one. I don't know what it is called, but there is another one. There is Uddhav Gita also. Another one.
There's Ashtavakra Gita,
Ashtavakra Gita. There is Ram Gita.
there are so many
There are
others.
so many Gitas.
This has been the kind of this popularity has been used to write so many things. And we don't know when they were written and what is.
one controversial thing I was going to say was that there are people who believe, and again no evidence to offer, that Gita came into prominence in the last 200 to 50 years after people started to ask what is the primary book of Hinduism, analogous to a Bible or a Quran. And ये गीता पे हाथ रख के कसम खाता हूँ से लेकर के और गीता. So because the tradition was Bhagavad Gita was just one of the texts.
No, but Adi Shankaracharya gave a great importance.
So he basically did three things, right? He wrote Bhashyas on three things: 10 Upanishads, Brahma Sutra, and Gita. It was one of the 12. And so
Gita is the simplest to follow, na? That is the point.
It is simpler in its language. But then that is why it was picked up to become so important. That's another.
Even Adi Shankara contributed the greatest to the resurgence of, to bring purity in the teachings of the Hinduism. Adi Shankara's contribution is phenomenal. So, to bring the Upanishads to limelight, to bring Brahma Sutras to limelight, very, very nicely.
So for all the 6 schools of philosophy, which are called Vedic schools, there is some sutra text. There is Brahma Sutra, there is Nyaya Sutra, there is Bhakti Sutra. Now Bhakti is not part of the 6, but there are such sutra texts. And then there are interpretations of those sutra texts. So Brahma Sutra is the sutra text for Vedanta. And it is supposed to be very difficult. It's so difficult and before terse.
They are aphorisms की तरह लिखे गए।
Aphorisms.
जैसे वेद भी है वो aphorism की तरह लिखा गया, उसको आप अगर लिटरली इंटरप्रेट करेंगे तो अर्थ का नष्ट हो जाएगा। एक तो लैंग्वेज ही अलग है।
Shorter. Sutras are even shorter. So पतंजलि के योग सूत्र हैं फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जो वैशेषिक सूत्र हैं, जैसे सांख्य के सूत्र हैं वो मिलते नहीं हैं लोग कहते हैं।
हाँ, पतंजलि योग सूत्र तो आप पढ़ेंगे तो कंपैरेटिवली आसान है, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं समझने। संस्कृत भी रीजनेबल है। You can easily see that Patanjali Yoga Sutra is a post-Buddhist writing. It's quite evident from the text. But वो उसको इस तरह से लिखा जाता है कि वो जैसे आप इन्होंने बताया ना कि वेद व्यास के नाम से काफी लेट टाइम तक लिखा गया है चीजें by the same writer वेद व्यास। जैसा विश्वनाथर ने कहा था ना कहीं समझ So that's the way it is. Good. So it's already 8 o'clock. So I should have tea then. Poor record to them. हाँ एक का दोस्तों करेगा चलो you have to do it.
And I was also wondering if in your own knowledge Dasa बाइबल या कुरान के भी इस प्रकार के इंटरप्रिटेशंस हैं that get close to what we now understand as the fundamental.
इसी बाइबल कुरान तो मैंने देखी है, उसमें कई चीजें तो बहुत ही बढ़िया हैं। अब दिक्कत यह है उसमें इस तरह की चीजें भी हैं, जिहाद के बारे में भी है और उसमें लिखा हुआ है कि जो काफिर है उनको मारना चाहिए। अब वो लेकिन उसका इंटरप्रिटेशन जब मैंने एक बुद्धिस्ट स्कॉलर इस्लामिक स्कॉलर से बात की थी, they mentioned jihad actually means जो काफिर means जो है it means impurities within, it means impurities within, and jihad means fighting the evil within. Now it is up to you to interpret it. Now some of my friends in this recent Facebook quoted कि अगर आप ऐसा मानते हो तो उनको क्यों नहीं कह देते IFAS तो आके जाके भैया ये कह रहे हैं मैं क्या कहूँगा वो है to say this. Hello.
इसका कॉल सेंटर होगा
सिटी बैंक का कॉल सेंटर चेन्नई में।
सिटी बैंक का नहीं है, मेरा सिटी बैंक से ये किसी बैंक का
कॉल तो आई
So why 7 or whatever?
यार अकेश I need to sit with you.
No,
आप
genuinely,
ऐसा
because
बोलते
I am
हैं।
actually quite ignorant of a lot of this. हमने तो अमर चित्रकथा पढ़ी है यार।
ये तो सही कह रहे हो हम मैं ये नहीं होता ये कोई साल हो गया अखिलेश के साथ तो थोड़ा थोड़ा
सर आप ऐसे मजाक ना किया करें। What I know is akin to something like Wikipedia के थोड़े sections. I have no how should I put it?
You know, I try to read Wikipedia after our interaction. I read it. मैं तो और confused हो गया।
Wikipedia doesn't do a good job.
मैं तो confused हो गया।
Wikipedia doesn't.
Why don't you take out one afternoon and?
I am ready to do that, sir, but don't have any expectations. But
नहीं, हमारी
general गप के लिए मैं हमेशा तैयार हूँ।
हमारी समझ कुछ बढ़ती है।
So there are two starting points of these discussions. One is a starting point which says, I have faith in Buddha's words and I am not going to disbelieve and question every single word, and I am going to read it and then I am going to interpret and question, etc. But to some extent I am going to go and not doubt it. Because you can't start by saying I am going to doubt every word.
So this is one. दूसरा,
So the other question is how the Western scholars look at it, which is they have a framework of looking at the world, and then they put a text under scanner and say, oh, राम ने ऐसा कर दिया, वाली को पीछे से मारा, अच्छा अच्छा, बीवी को छोड़ दिया, एंटी फेमिनिस्ट था वो तो, ऑफ कोर्स करेक्ट है कि उसने बीवी को छोड़ दिया, कोई डाउट नहीं है उसमें, नो डिपेंडिंग है, एंड आई तो नेवर डिपेंड, मैं तो गाली देता हूँ हमेशा, बट द पॉइंट इज व्हाट इज द फ्रेमवर्क फ्रॉम विच यू इंटरप्रेट. So when we talk of Buddha's teachings, there is an inherent faith, not that we.
Okay, since we are discussing it, let me read it out. Let me see, I'll just try to. Please continue.
No, sir.
I just
But-
try to-
So that's what I was saying. So there are two ways of starting this. So a lot of Western scholars, when they take up these books for interpretation, they already have a position. And that position comes from a tradition again, a modern tradition, which basically has its own beliefs about what the world is, how it works, and etc. And then you sort of say, I'm going to question this 2000 saal purana text. The other approach is not to believe the text, but to say I'm going to read it with an open mind, and I'm also going to understand what tradition is saying about it. Not accepting it blindly, but at least listening to what the tradition is saying about it, which is how we also study Buddha's words.
Yes, we must see everyone. This is a general statement.
So most internet sources, if you are not careful, are in the first category. Because if you were to believe the economists today, you don't need any of this for a good life. And economists will say man is a rational animal, and somebody who has enough to feed and good house to live and etc. etc. That's it. End of story. And then what? Then how will you interpret these ideas? You will say people did not understand nature, people did not understand how the world works, so they attributed them to supernatural phenomena and imagined these realms and had to make nice stories in order to make some money. And there is no difference between today's Baba Log and Buddha. I mean, just to extend that viewpoint. Sorry sir, I will.
नहीं आप कुछ कह रहे थे.
नहीं बस मैं तो बस उनके विश्वास दे रहा था.
था तो खुद ही परेशान होगा। I'm sure he's got the telepathic this thing.
Actually, maybe if he has the telepathic ability, then he would also have the ability to get this continued or not continued. अगर यहाँ तक पहुँच गए, so let's not either attribute nothing to him or
Somebody else has written that पढ़ लो.
नहीं सर वो सुधाकर के
नहीं नीचे शिवा ने इंग्लिश लिखा है.
So comment was Sudhakar, this sounds like one of those levels in the link you sent yesterday. So I don't know, some
अच्छा,
conversation about
अच्छा, चलो.
some conversation about that.
उन्होंने कुछ लिंक भेजा होगा.
okay. So
लाइक कौन से स्लाइड में
I'll do a quick recap. हम तीसरी में थे.
अच्छा, we third one.
हाँ, दर्ता में कोर्स समझाया था.
We are not able to break free.
Dartav had explained this code. So I'll do a perhaps 60-second recap. So in this chapter, what we are trying to do is we are going beyond the narrative of the pain body or pain body, as Dartav has helped us understand. It's basically accumulation of aversions. Dartav. That's how one can understand it. So this chapter, Eckhart Tolle is talking about how one breaks free from aversion and the consequences of it, or what he calls as pain body. So he does a quick summary initially in the chapter, जिसमें वो कुछ ये बिंदु कहते हैं. First of all, that you realize the fact that there is a pain body and that it's almost that you disidentify with it rather than consider it your own manifestation. He speaks about staying present, staying alert, noticing the arising of the pain body as a negative emotion. So negative emotions are symptoms or indicators of pain body. I'm at 2, I'm at slide 2. So I'm recapping. Last time we did 1, 2 and 3 2 weeks ago. So अभी हम 2 पे हैं. I'm just doing a quick recap. He further speaks about how conscious presence helps in breaking identification with the pain body. Thoughts का जो कि एक हार्ट की टीचिंग में काफी strong वो है role है, that the pain body actually feeds on thoughts, and so therefore if you are conscious and present, then it cannot feed on thoughts. He speaks about the energy of the pain body. So he says that if you are simply observing it and not identifying it, then in fact the energy of the pain body transmutes to presence. So in a sense it strengthens what you're trying to do. There was then this quote in the summary which says, many of the wisest, most intelligent men and women once had a heavy pain body. And that's how I've given us a considerable interpretation of this. What we'll do today, quickly on slide 4 now we are, Eckhart speaks, he helps us understand कि पेन बॉडी किस तरह से मैनिफेस्ट होती है. तो ये बताते हैं कि फॉर इंस्टेंस it's an instinctive reaction upon meeting a person, much before you start thinking or processing. जो आपको सबसे पहले एक एहसास सा होता है या जो लगता है, that's something that that's your experience of the other's pain body. He also says that pain bodies tend to attract each other. और उन्होंने एक उदाहरण दिया है which I couldn't quite get a sense of, and that's why I put the question marks there, and I'll request Darsab to talk to us about that. वो एक उदाहरण ये देते हैं कि एक इंटरसेक्शन पे ड्राइवर्स विद एक्टिव पेन बॉडीज आके भिड़ जाते हैं या लड़ने लग जाते हैं, एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा. एंड देन ही टॉक्स अबाउट हाउ एक्ट्स ऑफ वायलेंस में अक्सर द परपेट्रेटर स्पीक्स अबाउट, सेज आई डोंट नो व्हाट केम ओवर मी, और ये बस हो गया मुझसे. सो दर्शक आई पॉज हियर. खास करके
people can fight if both of them are interested. If one of them is not interested, fight for you. ये रोड रेज की बात में तो आई कैन शेयर माय एक्सपीरियंस ओनली few weeks back. I was driving, taking this girl to her place where she spends her vacation. वापस आ रहे थे तो दूसरी कार में मैंने भी सोचा मैं जगह से निकाल लूँगा, दूसरे ने भी सोचा निकाल लूँगा, एंड वी रब्ड अगेंस्ट. कार जो हमारी भी डैमेज हो गई, मैंने तो देखी भी नहीं उस समय, बाद में देखी वो भी डैमेज हो गई. तो उसकी कार पे हल्का सा निशान हो गया. एंड वी गॉट अप एंड shouted at me, पूरे होके गाड़ी चला रहे हो, all kind of things. I'm sorry, जगह कम थी तो I didn't even tell him कि तुम भी तो रोक सकते थे. I'm sorry, जगह कम थी तो हो गई. So like, you want something, you tell me. So my friend did. Somebody else came. He said नहीं भाई जाने दो, खत्म करो, क्या जरा सा तो निशान है. While I later on realized कि मेरे गाड़ी की क्रैश बेस हो गई. So my friend was not interested in fighting. Had I also been interested in fighting, उसने कुछ कहा, मैं भी आया, तुम भी तुमको नहीं देखते, तुम अंधे हो, तुम नहीं देख सकते थे, मैं आ रहा हूँ, मैं पहले आ रहा था, गया था झगड़ा।
But this is after the incident had taken place. How
He's talking of road rage, no? He's talking of road rage. That's why I was trying to explain.
No,
it.
after it has taken place, how we interact, how the main bodies interact with each other. But I'm not sure whether the question is whether they have a collision because they have.
That is my understanding of what he's saying.
Say it again.
कि वो मेरा समझ ये कह रहे हैं कि एक्टिव पेन बॉडीज अगर हमारी हैं तो हम somehow
गाड़ियों में एक्सीडेंट हो जाएगा।
हम somehow तंत्र इस प्रकार से करेगा कि it brings us in contact with it. This is my understanding of what he is.
I don't think वो डायरेक्टली ऐसा रेफरेंस कर रहा है।
Maybe I don't know.
I think उसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग यही होती है कि if two people are at same frequency,
Right.
the chance of collision are more.
Collision is not in the sense of cars
Not
colliding.
literally, not literally.
It's in the sense
They're
of
bumping into each other.
it's in the sense of that if there is an opportunity, then you get into that kind of a situation. I think that sounds more.
एक आगे एक्चुअली भी स्टोरी आ रही है।
But sir, एक ये भी तो होता है कि जिस तरह के हमारे संस्कार या जिस तरह के
उस तरह के लोग हमारे से
हमारे से एसोसिएट होने शुरू हो जाते हैं। So isn't that closer to what Arpan was
I don't know,
saying?
जो स्टोरी आप बताइए।
Let's come to that story. Let's come to that story. It's just coming
illustrative of it.
down. Yeah. So I'll just continue. We are on slide 5 now. So ये जो
एक्स्ट्रा वायलेंस जैसे कहा ना, आई डोंट नो व्हाट इट इज, अ कॉमन एक्सपीरियंस है। सोच ही नहीं करता क्या हो गया, बाद में पता चलता है कि वो गड़बड़ हो गई। इट्स अ कॉमन एक्सपीरियंस।
as I saw it and I have experienced this myself कि उत्तेजना की स्थिति में, and that's what I understand as the pain body arising. तो उस स्थिति में कई चीजें या तो हम सोच जाते हैं, कह जाते हैं।
सोच ही नहीं रहता ना कई बार तो, वी जस्ट टोटली ओवरवेल्म्ड बाय द इमोशन। जो हमारा नेगेटिविटी है वो हमको इतना ज़्यादा एंगल्फ कर लेती है कि बाद में ख्याल आता है मैंने ऐसे क्यों कर दिया। I remember meeting so many people in Bihar who had committed murders and regretting it। क्या हो गया, वो गुस्सा आता है, हाथ में यहाँ पे वो हथौड़ा पड़ा था, मैंने फेंक दिया, मर गया। Then you regret it, but the thing is done. You are just overwhelmed by the anger so much.
So have you ever talked about your experiences in Bihar to or written about it?
मतलब हमारे जो हमारे क्लोज टीचर्स थे जिनको भेजना पड़ता था वहाँ कहीं जब जाते थे तो वहाँ परेशान हो जाते थे, तो उनको बताना पड़ता था घबराओ नहीं माता। So this way we have to tell, because it happened that many of our young teachers who went there they fell ill conducting the course. During the conducting course, एक दो बार तो निकालना ही पड़ा, because they couldn't handle the vibrations in that place, which is so difficult. So then we used to tell them घबराओ नहीं, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं। That's why we have to recall and tell them things like that. Point in telling.
But you have written some
Article I have written the first course in Bihar, but that is only to it was about the conference जो हुई थी, उसमें ये लिखा था कि प्रिपरेशन कैसे की और हमारा कैसा, उसके लिए क्या प्रिपरेशन की और कैसा हमारा अनुभव रहा फर्स्ट कोर्स।
and moreover sir, there was some research also that you written on.
That is basically a hardcore scientific
Right.
research on
I
psychological
read
effects
that.
and all
It
that.
was very it was a full paper kind of stuff.
It has nothing to do with personal experience. It was mostly assessing कि उनको कितना फर्क पड़ा। दो ऐसे काम होते हैं, एक तो किशोर के साथ जो साइकेट्रिस्ट था एम्स का, तो सेकंड स्टडी की थी वुमेन और चिल्ड्रन की IIT कभी हमारी मूल्य खुराना साइकोलॉजी में थी, मूल्य खुराना ये शी उनको मैंने साथ किया and she went and did the research among the women.
She was very humanities में काफी
हाँ, ये साइकोलॉजी में थी।
सिएटल में काफी हो रहा था सब, सिएटल प्रेजेंट जो है
अभी बहुत भारी स्टडी हुई है वहाँ पे, and they have done study on recidivism, which nobody has done. कितने लोग गए और कितने वापस आए, they found a difference. कि जो नॉर्मल पॉपुलेशन थी, आई मीन कंट्रोल ग्रुप था, उसमें 75% वापस आया विदिन अ ईयर, इनमें से 50% आया। नोटिसेबल डिफरेंस।
And did you some depression, meditation.
थिएटर में तो रेगुलरली होता है जैसा
कई जगह है, अब तो बहुत जगह हो गया, मैंने प्लेस, एक वो फिल्म भी बनी है उस पर, धर्मा ब्रदर्स ने, the feature film made shown in this book was also written.
So we just get to slide 5 now. ये अनकॉन्शियस लिविंग पे ऑथर की टिप्पणी है कि इस प्रकार के अनकॉन्शियस लिविंग जो है इट इज आउट ऑफ अलाइनमेंट विद द एवोल्यूशनरी इम्पल्स ऑफ द यूनिवर्स व्हिच इज टुवर्ड्स द हायर कॉन्शियसनेस. और इस बात पे हमने पिछली बार काफी चर्चा की थी. Eckhart speaks about how suffering can be a driver towards greater consciousness. And we discussed, I think, Aurobindo and so on and so forth in this context. So this is where we left.
Some of us are driven to spiritual pursuits because of this reason only, that some way or the other.
पिछले जन्म का होगा
आप तो
मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि नहीं डिफरेंट नहीं सर. मैं तो कह रहा हूँ कि मैं तो किसी ने हमारे यहाँ डिस्कशन हो रहा था सर एक दिन कि यहाँ हम दरअसल यहाँ क्यों जाते हैं. तो मैंने कहा कि मैं तो किसी इस लेवल की बात नहीं करता, मैं तो एकेडमिक इंटरेस्ट और एंटरटेनमेंट के लिए जाता हूँ. मतलब अगर कोई ये ग्रेट स्पिरिचुअल कोई गोल है और कुछ मेरे को दर्द हुआ है, ये
तभी तो कह रहे हैं ना, you are a different.
नहीं आप जिस तरह से कह रहे हैं मैं उस तरह से नहीं करना चाह रहा हूँ.
डिफरेंट तो है बट मेरा डिफरेंट अलग है.
नहीं मैं कैसे समझाऊँ सर. मतलब
वो रशियन कम्युनिस्ट में उसमें प्रॉफिटर ने लिखी थी ना किताब, some people are more equal, some people, or everybody is equal, some are more equal than others.
आप कैसे समझाऊँ सर.
There are differences, but my difference is different from your difference. Don't be too much modest. Don't take it personal. Don't be so modest.
I am not being modest. I am saying
that you have a great
नहीं sir, but what I am
backing of
saying
the
is
family.
हाँ तो I am saying that is because of that. It's not that कुछ
You have such a great backing of the family tradition of Vedanta and Vedanta. Naturally,
मेरे से interest है.
it will reflect in your
वो academic ही है.
reflect
ये
in
कहना बहुत जरूरी है.
तो बात नहीं, शादी हो जाएगी तो हो जाएगा.
प्रूफ है सर कि इतनी बातें सुनने के बाद भी जीरो रहेगी. नहीं
प्रैक्टिस में आ जाएगा.
मतलब ये इस बात का प्रूफ है सर कि अगर एकेडमिक ना होता तो इधर ज्यादा ही नहीं मैं.
तो एक्सट्रीम की बात कर दी ना हमने, फिर वो एक्सट्रीम की बात कर.
ठीक है. बट बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग बात नहीं बोला.
जब शादी हो जाएगी तो फिर रैकेट में आ जाएगा.
In this process of going through and figuring out when and whom to marry, etc. Initially, I used to be very reluctant, but now when the process started, I was very third-person view of it. I thoroughly enjoyed the process.
Good, very good.
I was sort of, looking at
Whole
myself
drama.
as the whole drama.
Very
Of,
good.
so I was
Well
but I had fun.
Keep on looking at it like that in the future.
I hope so. That is not in my hand, but I had great fun.
You have very good friends to
Yes.
take care of
They
it.
helped in this drama also.
They'll take care of it.
दीपक ने तो बहुत अच्छी एडवाइस दी मुझे. उन्होंने कहा कि जैसा 100 चीजें जिसकी वजह से नहीं होगा तो तुम उनमें से एक क्यों, तुम हर बार हाँ कह दिया करो. मैंने कहा कहीं ना कहीं कोई ना कोई अड़ंगा किसी न किसी जगह लगाएंगे. पूरा प्रोसेस है.
Actually, it's a bit overstatement. So the logic behind was that also is that. So when
अब और डिपेंड कर अपने आप.
boy and girl try to look for match, they obviously look for different things as compared to parents or other family members. They'll look from the angle of how the family is or whether they'll gel or not. So I think what matters in marriage is that rather than what boy or girl initially think, whether they like
Today
each
I
other
did
or
not
not.
think. I just said, I kept saying yes. जैसा आपने कहा था. Whenever others also said yes. Okay.
Good.
I am simplifying it more than required, but yeah.
So there is a link which Sudhakar has shared, 3stepweth.com. It has articles under Mahabharata that try to explain on the inner struggle as the Mahabharata story.
That has been the classical level of explanation has been that the whole Arjuna, Vishad वगैरह जो है, they are actually our own internal problems which we face, of doubt, inability to take a decision, hard decision.
But coming back to this question of
चलिए चाय पी लेते हैं फिर. Effort is really suffering a lot because of our mistreatment.
we getting attracted towards
So
all
we should say thank you to them, and we are having a tea and also thank you.
And so we were joking about it, but that is, I find that is generally true for most of the people who go to the camp. What is actually your experience about people who come to the camp because of suffering versus
Most of them come because of that. Youngsters, many of them come because माता पिता पीछे पड़ गए हैं. At least initially ऐसा होता था. But now I think people are slowly the awareness is spread कि इससे फायदा होता है.